It's that time of the day again, and today we'll be continuing on James chapter 3, and this one is about how true wisdom comes from God. So let's just refresh this part that we're going to be discussing today about how true wisdom comes from God. So it says, "If you are wise and understand God's ways, prove it by living an honorable life, doing good works with the humility that comes from wisdom. But if you are bitterly jealous and there is selfish ambition in your heart, don't cover up the truth with boasting and lying. For jealousy and selfishness are not God's kind of wisdom. Such things are earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. For wherever there is jealousy and selfish ambition, there you will find disorder and evil of every kind. But the wisdom from above is first of all pure. It is also peace-loving, gentle at all times, and willing to yield to others. It is full of mercy and the fruit of good deeds. It shows no favoritism and is always sincere. And those who are peacemakers will plant seeds of peace and reap a harvest of righteousness." So that's what that says in verse 13 all the way to 18. So what God's trying to say is that if we truly follow Him, we need to prove it by the way we act out our life and by who we are in life, who we are in Christ. He's also telling us not to be jealous or boastful. We need to have humility. And I know exactly how hard that is because I can struggle with that myself. I am very prone to being a boastful and jealous individual. But because of the wisdom God gives me, I resist my sinful nature to do so, and I always make sure to try and have a heart of humility and to not be jealous of others. And that is one of the ways we prove that we have wisdom that is given by God. Because anything that is jealous or boastful is not wisdom. It is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. It is influenced by the evil spirits that hang around the earth. So we're even to be gentle. So instead of always trying to act tough, there's nothing wrong with not being the toughest guy in the room. Okay? Honestly, it takes more strength to show a little bit of weakness, but to always be willing to overcome it and always have humility. So when you do overcome it, don't boast it with the trumpets. It's always good to have humility with that and to be loving. We are supposed to care about others and do the best we can to help in any way we can. And that's just what it says here. So don't show favoritism to people, no matter how bad or how good they can be. We need to be as merciful as Christ wants us to be. So don't stereotype somebody by their race. Don't stereotype them by how tall they are, what they look like, because that's not biblical. And so we need to be accepting towards other people and always, if possible, try to be their friend even and help them in any way that we can. And the last part I'm going to talk about is if we truly have wisdom from God, we're going to have mercy as well. Because God says in the Bible as well that He'll forgive us as many times as we forgive others. So if we forgive others all the time, then He'll forgive us all the time. If we don't forgive others, then He won't forgive us. Right? Because Jesus is not a fan of hypocrites. He is not a fan of hypocrisy. So that's it for today in Devin's Bible Study channel. Join us next week for the new topic that I'm going to be discussing. We'll see you then.